Let's see. Let me get my.
Hi, everyone, and welcome once again to one of our Hobby Memorial Library events. We have with us today the astronomer in this area, our CTC Mayborn Science Theater astronomer, Warren Hart. And he is very busy because there is an eclipse coming on April the 8th. And he's going to take the time to talk to us about how to stay safe during the eclipse. So,
Very
hey,
good.
Warren,
Hi.
thank you for joining us and just
Sure.
give us your words of wisdom.
Okay. Well, to sum it up, and then we'll go into more detail. If you have, and I expect that you will have purchased a set of solar glasses that you can wear for the eclipse. And when you look up toward the sun, and if you can see any little spot of the sun that is visible, you are not to should not take your solar glasses off. What should happen, and we'll work on it there at the planetarium outside when people are watching. We'll see about having someone or myself doing a countdown of telling everyone to put their glasses on. Now you can turn and face the sun and leave it like that and wait until I or whoever's doing the countdown says, now you can take your solar glasses off. Because it is extremely dangerous, regardless of how much of the sun on the edge of the moon disk that we are looking past, that it's not good for your eyes. Now, the process that we will see when the eclipse is going on as it works, of course, less and less of the leading edge of the moon as it travels across the sun, it will blot out more and more of the sun. And the trailing edge of the moon is still in, we'll just say, solid darkness, which is fine. And if you watch and follow that leading edge, then you will notice as time of seconds go on that there's less of the solar of the sun visible around the edge of the moon. And it's going to look like on the leading edge there that row of being able to see the surface of the sun keeps getting narrower and narrower. And as time goes on there, eventually it's going to be so narrow, both in length of seeing around the edge of the sun, and also as far as how much of the sun's sphere can you see, that it will come down and then it will break up into segments of little spots that you can still see the sun. And at that point, when it's just separate spots on the leading edge of the moon, those are called Bailey's beads, Bailey apostrophe S, beads, Beads. Think of like beads on a necklace, if you will. And what Professor Dr. Bailey did a number of years ago, he was researching the moon and wanted to try to find out what does the moon's surface look like. And it's hard to tell when you're looking at it straight on. But if you're looking at it on the edge of the circumference, you get a better idea. And he found out that the moon has hills and valleys. And so as it goes on, what you are going to see is light still available from the sun, and each one of those is a valley separate from another one. And so it's Bailey's beads until finally, as the moon keeps going across the sun, it will narrow down to one place only. And then that's called the diamond. The diamond for the sun that we can see. And then when that one goes blank, if you will, covered up by the moon, and the person in the group will call out to everyone that soon as you cannot see any part of the sun, then that's when you may take off your solar glasses. Be sure to hold on to them because our total time, we're very fortunate that our total time for the eclipse here at the planetarium area and in the neighborhood of here in Killeen and all is over 4 minutes and 20 seconds plus or minus, which is very good. In comparison, 7 years ago in 2017, when the solar eclipse started on the west coast in Oregon, went all the way across southeasterly direction off to the coast on the Atlantic side of South Carolina, they had 2 minutes and a few seconds. So we have 2 more minutes of total solar eclipse time. Now, the question I believe that someone is asking in their mind, well, what is the maximum solar eclipse time can you have? And that's already has been experienced in the past and calculated. It is over 7 minutes, but it's extremely rare. And somewhere, and I'm just going to pull out my guessometer, and it's I believe it's about every 150 years or something like that. So it's a long way off. Um, I can't drink that much Geritol or eat enough vitamins to make it to that one. So I'm not even worried about it. But that would have been exciting if this one had been that rarity of the 7 minutes plus. If that was the case, we would not understand and we could not conceive of the total number of people who had chosen from all over the world to come and to get into the path at this time. If it was over 7 minutes, it would be the event of multi centuries. But anyway, digressing, I will quit. So here we go. And I want to emphasize again, when, and ask this, when do you take off your solar glasses? It's when the last of the visible uh, part of the sun's sphere is visible. And when do you put them on initially, backing up, is while the moon is still traveling across the face of the sun. And if you want, you can periodically outside, and you cannot quite tell that where the moon is because there's so much sunlight. Put your glasses on, face the sun, and see if you're able to pick up where the shadow, the backside shadow that we're looking at for the moon. And then get an idea and watch as time goes on periodically and see if you can figure out when that first time that the moon is going to be touching, if not physically, but in as far as recognizing that the moon is coming in front of the sun. That's when would be in a way would be exciting to see that. And I have here, and Cindy is going to have available, and we'll get that out. The there are two sets of contact of the moon with the sun. There are, in essence, there is two parts of your shadow, and you may not have been ever aware of that, but today is a good day, I would say, that you could go outside in the open, turn your back to the sun, and then look down on the ground on the sidewalk or street or whatever is that you can tell, and there is an outline of your own personal shadow. And what you see, the dark part, is called the umbra, Latin for dark. So you have, everybody has, and everything has a dark shadow. However, based on conditions and all, there is, if you look then carefully at your shadow and around the edge, all the way around from your shoes, your feet, all the way around top of your head, around down the other side of your body to the other foot or whatever's there, is a very light gray shadow. And so we put on the front of the dark shadow, umbra, we add a gray shadow and penumbra, Penumbra. And so there's that. And there is a time when that little penumbra is very faint, but is been calculated by the professional astronomers who can see that with their telescopes and find when the penumbra comes, and that is at the planetarium area. That'll be at 11:18 a.m. in the morning, 45 seconds. Now, to give you a perspective of how thick, if you will, in length, not in darkness, of that gray shadow, that the next time, the next contact point is called C1, contact one, and contact two, excuse me, and that's the actual start of the total eclipse. And what that is an hour and 18 minutes after the gray shadow has come onto in front of the surface of the sun. So the gray shadow is much longer as it occurs both before and after. So then we start the total eclipse and in there, and that doesn't happen until it is completely covered across the face of the sun. And that's when our countdown begins. And that's when the 4 minutes and 20 seconds would start. And that time period, soon as everything is covered over, then you can take your sunglasses, solar glasses off and watch, and the whoever was counting, or if you have a timer that's going on, be ready at the time. In this case, the total solar eclipse begins at 12:36 in the afternoon, and it continues for 4 minutes and the 20 seconds. So it's at 12:40, and let's see here, 31 seconds after at that time. And that's when immediately you want to have your solar glasses back on, and you can watch then the moon's disk, if you will, as the dark part of it continues to move on beyond the face of the sun, and keep track of that. And then finally, what is called C4 contact is the last point in time when you see the dark side of the moon is going on beyond the illuminated side of the sun. And there's just a little longer, there is the rest of the gray shadow. So we are very fortunate for that amount of time. And the main thing is to stay safe. And what you will see after, as the eclipse comes toward an end, then the process that we had at the beginning starts with the ending of that and goes back to the beginning. And there you are for our total solar eclipse for this year. And enjoy.
I have some questions, Warren.
Sure, go ahead.
Um, okay. Well, definitely don't look at the sun, guys. If you don't have glasses, don't look.
Correct.
But when the eclipse happens, um, I know when I was like it down in Marble Falls when we had that little partial eclipse and it got cooler and it got
Hmm.
dimmer. So is it going to be with the sun being completely blocked out? Is
It
it going to
will
be pitch black like dark, like at
it
nighttime?
will get dark. There will be a glow all as you move away from the moon and the sun. You can see in the sky, you can watch, and it keeps getting lighter and lighter as it goes. And eventually, if you looked at a far horizon, either at the bottom or way off to the left or right, then you would probably see, in a dimmer way, you would see the sky. Now,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Now, what we are also going to have, and we'll have that, Cindy will have for us too on the website there. And I've drawn here for us. Here is if you can tell, is a picture, drawing of what you will see once it is totally dark. And we're going to be able to see all of our planets: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus. In
Ah,
addition, oh, and actually, we're going to see, that's six. We can see seven planets. Let me go through again: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and what's the other planet that we can see?
Saturn, Uranus, Neptune.
No, you're going to need telescope for that.
Oh, okay. Because
Okay, you ready to look at the other one? Look down at your feet. What are you
shoes.
standing on? The
What am I
planet Earth.
standing on? The ground?
You're standing on the planet Earth.
Oh, how
So
do we see
I
Earth?
get a lot of people when I tell them, oh well, we're going to see then all these planets. Well, where's this other one? Oh, well, just look down at your feet. It's pretty close.
Well,
So go
it's
ahead.
gonna it's gonna get cold too, isn't it?
Yes, it will
Like about
get colder for
how
a
much colder?
total solar eclipse. And
Mhm.
it's not going to happen necessarily immediately. All of a sudden, it's extremely cold. It's going to get colder as time goes to the midpoint of the eclipse. And then as the moon is continuing on, then the temperature is going to start going back up to what we would say is what we had before.
So if people are here on campus
Mhm.
during our Eclipse Day events, you might want to bring a sweater.
Yes, it
I
is
know the Writers Guild is selling blankets.
right. And also included in that, the sweater, because there will be probably a slight breeze will develop because of the change of temperature. And so
Oh,
And so and then you're going and listen. You're going to hear probably crickets begin to, you'll find out what the critters that think, well, it's dark, it's time for us to get out and get going. And the other animals are saying, well, it's getting dark, it's time for us to go to bed. So it's a big confusion in nature, shall we say. And then
Well,
by
cool.
the time they get ready to lay down on their pillow or whatever they do, it's all of a sudden it's light again. What happened here?
Well, this is definitely going to be an experience.
Yeah,
And what I'll do at the end, I'll put up some of the information of what we've got going on here on that day here on campus. And aren't you speaking on
yeah.
that day as well?
Actually, my time will start, and I got the schedule here. On Friday the 5th is totally one, two, three, four, five what do we want to say, videos, and they're all astronomically related there. And that starts from 4 in the afternoon on Friday and over at approximately 9 p.m. that night or thereabouts. Then that's Friday. Saturday, we start at 10 o'clock in the morning and then at 11 o'clock is when I will be talking inside, and all the videos, of course, are inside the planetarium itself. And so I'm anticipating, I haven't found out if there's going to be a charge to go into the planetarium or it's just a freebie day because that's not my area. But
Well,
then at 11, go ahead.
I was to say, just Google Mayborn Science Theater Eclipse Day, and all that information is on
There
the
you go.
website. Hmm.
Good. Then at 11 on Saturday, 11 in the morning, they've got me to go ahead and fill in and do my April constellations night sky tour. So I'll do that, and then it goes on, followed by the two astronomers, professional astronomers that Maureen Adams had invited to come down, and Professor Lutz is first, and then Professor Blackwell is next, and then we go to another movie about that, and continuing on. Later that evening, I'm scheduled at 8 o'clock. The planetarium purchased three new telescopes, and so we're going to see if we can set them up out in the parking area in front of the
Cool.
planetarium, or if that doesn't work out, then we'll consider going to the east, going up the hill to there to us on the left, and set them up there. There's three separate telescopes, and so I want to work with the uh, people that have been assigned for each telescope to what to look for in the night sky. And it'll be separate from the eclipse information because the eclipse sky is during the daytime. And
Hmm.
this is our nighttime thing. So it's something for people to look through and enjoy. So that's through, let's see, Saturday. Sunday, we start in the morning at 11 o'clock, and then at noon, I will be doing again another night sky tour, and it will be the month of May. So they wanted me to do that. And then it continues on down through on Sunday. The last one is at 7:30. And so and it's shows related to astronomy in the sky all along all 3 days. And
Well,
then followed on Monday the 8th and that begins with for the eclipse at 9:30 in the morning. We have a movie talking about the wonder of eclipses, followed by 10:30 totality over Texas, and then followed by the period from 11:30 to 3:30 and a little beyond, and that's doing the total solar eclipse viewing. And then it completes with two more uh, shows in the planetarium, 4:30 and 5:30, and then that's it.
Cool. Well, and we have one more virtual night sky tour.
Yes,
And that will be in April, and
yes,
you will be talking about May. So
yes.
lots of very fun, very exciting activities.
Mhm.
And we are just, I mean, I know 3 years ago you and I started talking about this, and it's finally here, Warren.
It's getting that way. By the way, uh, out in our parking area, which is to the south of the planetarium there where we park, uh, as I understand, we're going to have that uh, roped off or closed, if you will, and there's going to be vendor trucks and tents out there so people can pick up snacks and drinks, what they want. And I
And we're going to
think
be,
there's going to be some outdoor activities
yes,
and
yes.
also inside we'll see. And anyway, it's going to be interesting.
We will be out there as well. The Writers Guild's going to be out there very early, and we're going to have some fun things to sell as well.
Okay,
So,
one more thing for
yes.
people in the local area. You need to already start considering what you need to go to your store and purchase and get it now because we are going to be swamped with people who are going to come up to a week early of the eclipse. They have chosen that they're going to fly, drive, come and camp or what ahead of the eclipse. Well, we've never been here before. What can we do? What can we see? Where can we go? And they will go around and do that. And then they'll do all the way to Monday the 8th. They'll see the eclipse. They'll then pack up and they will leave. There's another group who said, we're coming for the eclipse. And what we're going to do, probably, we're going to come the weekend before the eclipse. And they will get here, get settled. They will watch the eclipse on Monday. And then they're going to stay because they want to get their money's worth for their flight, for their drive, for whatever they're doing. And they're going to be the ones saying, we've never been here before. What can we see? What can we do? And so, probably, I would say almost as a minimum for 2 full weeks, uh, bracketed by the total solar eclipse, we're going to be swamped with people in the area, and that means good luck at restaurants and good luck at going into the grocery store and getting you some bottles of water or whatever, or getting snack. It's plan ahead.
Yep. I think we have been planning ahead too, so we definitely, it's going to be an experience.
Yeah,
And I come from New Orleans and we have Mardi Gras every year. So
there you go.
we know that places get filled with tourists.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Very
Well,
good.
yeah. Well, listen, thank you so much. And I just want to remind everybody, be safe for the eclipse. And just a few more things we've got going on in April. We have another uh let's see. we have a few more things going on. On April the 17th, we have a CTC ESL professor, Deanna Ramos, who's going to be doing a poetry reading at noon on our Facebook and
Mhm.
on our YouTube channel. Then on April 22nd, we have military journalist Renita Manyhart. Again, she is going to be doing a military story. Um, she's got some amazing stories, and this one's on World War II. So make sure you tune in for that, April 22nd at noon on both our Facebook and our YouTube. And then on April 24th, we have the Galt Archaeology Center that's going to be doing an event, a live stream event. So lots of fun. And for those CTC students out there, um, by the time that rolls around, the end of April, you will know who is in the Byways Journal, and we will have a reception on May the 1st. And then
Yep.
we've also got another night sky tour, and I don't have that date in front of us, but it's in April.
Yeah.
So
The night sky tour for here
virtual.
the virtual would be
I
on the
don't,
24th of Wednesday night, Wednesday, the 24th of April, the last Wednesday of the month. And then my night sky tour of May will be the last Saturday of the month, and that's the 27th of
okay,
April.
but I think the last one is on a Tuesday. It's not on a
Okay,
Wednesday.
for yours,
Yes.
okay, so it'll be
Yes.
maybe the 23rd then.
Yes, it'll be April 23rd because we have
Okay.
the Galt Archaeology Center
Oh,
in
yeah.
your way.
Yes.
So,
Good. Good. Good.
all right. Well, thank you so much, Warren.
You're
We
welcome.
truly appreciate it. And guys, just keep on watching. I'm gonna try to convince Warren in the next month to not retire, but we're not gonna go.
Speak to my wife.
All righty. Well, you guys have a great day, and we will see you next time. Thank you,
Same.
Warren.
God
Okay,
bless. Bye bye.
bye.